Do-it-yourselfers. This is a little rundown of what happens when you put away your snowblower, don't drain the fuel, or put a fuel stabilizer in it before summer. So this is the carb. Usually the number one problem of these things gumming up, whether it be weed eaters, lawnmowers, blowers, whatever is a gas powered, 2-stroke, something like that, 9 times out of 10 it is the carburetor. It's gummed up. So we got the carburetor here. Fuel comes in, goes to this float bowl, and there's fuel that's in here all the time, and it feeds the carburetor. Well, you take this nut off there, and you want to be careful on these because you can snap this right off inside there, and then you're pretty much screwed. You can't really tap it out or anything. You're gonna have to get you another carburetor. So fuel goes in there. It's a little gummed up. I've cleaned it up. There was a bit more in there. I pulled this stuff out. It's just a bunch of gunk. Looks like pigeon poop pretty much. But so what we got here is this is a float. This is brass. Not that that's important, but when the fuel is in there, this acts as like a float, kind of like in your toilet. When it reaches a certain level, it shuts it off. When it needs more, it opens up. The fuel comes in, fills it up, it closes it up like that. And that, just helps regulate the fuel level, keeps it from bogging out or starving from fuel. So what you have is this little, it's like a needle, forgot what it's called, but it regulates the fuel. And you see how fine that is? Yeah, because this thing, just takes a mist for this thing to fire. So this actually is supposed to be attached right there by a little wire, and the wire is usually made out of steel, so over time it's going to corrode and break, which is what happened in my case. If I had actually drained the fuel out of this before summer, I wouldn't be having this problem. So the thing rusted away. I ended up making one, and this is just a piece of silver I actually got from like an old earring. You can use bread tie, strip the plastic off of it. The old one is about that coarse. This is a little stiffer. Hopefully it will work. And I just have the basic, I have a straw here so I can get in there and blow these holes out. You want to blow this one out because that is where the fuel will go in. So I'm going to throw it back together, and we'll go from there. Alright, if you see that in there, sorry about that camera angle, but you see how that's, the float pushes that up, stops fuel, drops low in the bowl, allows more fuel. Pretty much that. I'm going to finish throwing it together. Alright, got it all back together. And these things, this is where the air goes in. Choke. They don't run any kind of air filter or anything. And that is another reason why these things seem to fail. What I do is I will grab the one sock that's left in the dryer because it ate the other one. I'm sure everybody's got a bunch of one sockers hanging around. I'll actually take this and just wrap it around the whole carburetor itself. You can, put something there, but you want to make it kind of large because if you put something small right there, it could get sucked up in there. And then, yeah, that's usually not a good idea. Have stuff sucked up into your carburetor. But I'm going to get ready to fire this thing. Drop that down. Let the gas get down into that float. Get it full, and we're going to see how good I am. Unfortunately, my primer broke off. I can just glue it back on, but usually end up breaking one or two things when you're working on stuff, but got a switch instead of a key. Let's try this thing. Choke is on. And there's proven genius right there. Actually, no, it's not rocket science. Anybody can do it. I am spitting a little bit of carbon and some nasty stuff I just built up from the summer. Plus, I don't run just two-stroke oil. I'll actually run virgin olive oil. Doesn't cool quite as good, but it ups the horsepower just a tad, and makes it smell good too. Anyway, hope this video helped you. On to the next project.